None of y'all stopping me, don't need to ask. Chopping trees, planting seeds, plotting schemes, crossing lines, dotting T's. Lines are blurred, I cannot see. Before I die, I'm top 3. Before I die, I'm top 3. Before I die, look, this is the moment I waited. I took all my options and weighed them. This is
lock. Yes. What is good, YouTube? You know what time it is. You see me in the car. You already know I'm on my way to the gym. It's a Wednesday, probably my favorite day of the week now, because I get to test, or actually not test. My testing is on the AMRAP day on Sunday. Wednesdays is when I touch my new PR weights. So last week we were doing 90 pounds, 3 sets of 3. And then it was tough as hell. And then the weighted dips, 160 pounds, 3 sets of 3. And then we AMRAPed those weights on Sunday. You guys are going to see that video. But just to let you guys know, I killed it. AMRAPs went really well. And so now, new PR day. So it's just small jumps, 2.5 pounds each way. So remember, we start 3 sets of 5 with a moderate weight. So I'm going to be doing 3 sets of 5 at 82.5 pound pull-ups. And then 3 sets of 3 at 92.5 pounds. And on dips, I'll be working at 152.5 for 3 sets of 5. And then 162.5 for 3 sets of 3. This is a very tough day for me. It really murks the body, right? This volume is high and the intensity gets really high, right? When the 3x3s are probably currently end up being around like my 90% of my 1 rep max, right? And then I end up busting through that on the AMRAP day and hitting sets of 6, 7. So that's how the strength is literally building up every session. But we're just about to get to the gym now. You guys already know, starting with the weighted pulls. I'll see you at the working sets. Let's go. And before I peace out, you guys see rocking the all new BARNATURAL windbreaker. This comes in gray, red, and this baby blue color. So BARNATURALFitness.com. Go get yourself some merch, jump on a program, or we could do some online one-on-one coaching. Let's get it. All right, guys, so starting the working sets off today with 3 sets of 5 weighted pull-ups like always. And today's working weight to start is 82.5 pounds. Remember, the pull-ups, we do 3 sets of 5 and then 3 sets of 3. There is a 10-pound difference in the loads. So the previous Wednesday when we did our 3 sets of 5, I was only working at 80 pounds. And then I did 3 sets of 3 at 90 pounds. So today, we upped the weight very slightly, just 2.5 pounds added to the previous week's lifts. So 3 sets of 5 at 82.5 pounds. You guys are going to see, this is how my pull-ups have been improving week to week. You're going to see the speed at which I'm able to produce the first few reps. I make the reps look almost as if I'm pulling with like 25 pounds. The rate of force production, meaning the technique and my body's ability to continuously pull out these weighted pull-ups, is getting better and better. But one thing I noticed, like I mentioned in the previous video, he had me doing these 6 sets back in like November, December. And the first thing I noticed then was when I was done with the 3 sets of 5 and I got to the 3x3, I felt like I started to lose power. And you're going to see exactly what I mean. So this is the 3rd set of 5 reps at 82.5 pounds. I still am able to pull out max force production here, and I'm still able to move the weight relatively quickly. Just due to the fact that, again, week by week, my body's getting better at recruiting those motor units for the weighted pull-up. But here you're going to see on the 3rd set, my reps start to slow down. I had a break between rep 4 and rep 5 when I was only breaking between or right before the last rep on the previous 2 sets. And now we're going to get into the main working weight, 92.5 pounds for 3 sets of 3. And set 1 moves pretty well, you're going to see. And I'm also displaying all the new BARNATURAL merch here, guys. Go get yourself a thick cotton, 100% cotton, ring sprung, tie-dye, oversized t-shirt. These things are fire, great pump covers, super comfortable, easy to move around in. You don't always want a tight shirt on. You know, sometimes it restricts movement. So getting into the working weight here, 92.5 pounds. This is a new PR weight for me now. This is the heaviest weight that I've touched recently. And the goal is 3 sets of 3. Set 1 goes pretty smooth. I bang out the first 2 reps non-stop. Slight pause before the 3rd rep. But now you're going to see on the 2nd and 3rd set with 92.5 pounds, I start to have a big drop off in speed. And I notice right away that's going to lead to a reduction in performance for the rest of the workout to come too. Why this happens, I'm not sure. I ate a ton of carbs the day before. I was super carved up. I also carved up before the training. So I'm either taking too little break periods on the sets of 3x5, or it's just too much overall volume in this one session, and it ends up having a detriment later on. So I explained this to the coach, and hopefully we can work on this down the line. And to be honest, with the pulls, it's not too bad. But when we get to the dip work next, you're going to see I have a big drop off in performance, which is unlikely for me because dips are usually my strongest movement. So, second set, 92.5, and now you can see I really start to move a lot slower. But this is intensity, guys. This is what a hard set should look like. Reps that were moving fast, as they get harder and harder, they're going to naturally slow down. It's not that I'm pulling slower, or it's not that I'm trying to pull with less effort. I'm trying to pull with maximal force every repetition, every set. But due to the fact that the intensity is so high, meaning the load, it has a fatigue on the nervous system and the muscular system. So inevitably, the rate of force production slows down and makes the sets harder. That's the thing about weighted training, right? The way you get better at weighted training is your body gets more adaptability to increasing force production quickly. So the second you get a drop off in force production, you're going to have a drop off in performance. So 6 sets of weighted pull-ups to start the routine. Then we go into 6 sets of dips, guys. And I'm keeping it 100% real with you guys so you can see the struggle and the progress from week to week. So stay tuned for the AMRAP session that you're going to see also in the next video to come, which will be Sunday's workout. So let's see how we manage to hit these weights a few days later. Third set didn't go too good, but I counted all 3 reps because I struggled and got the chin over. Alright guys, moving into the weighted dips. Like the pulls, we start 3 sets of 5 reps with a slightly lower weight. Last week we were doing with 140 pounds, so today 142.5 pounds, 3 sets of 5. Now remember, I already hit 6 sets of pull-ups prior, along with warm-up pull-up sets and some warm-up dip sets before I got into this set of 142 pounds. So I'm probably total maybe 10 sets in right now, including warm-up sets. So I totally noticed a big fatigue level hitting me when I got to these dips today. Like I said, I was super carved up. I ate a lot of carbs the day before. I had a lot of carbs before this workout. Maybe it was just a bad energy day for me. Maybe I just wasn't performing at 100%. But getting into these dips, they were extremely tough. I end up hitting all 3 sets of 5 reps with 142.5. But to be honest, you can see the weight is not moving as fast as I want it to be. Remember, strength training is all about increasing the rate of force production so you can move that weight as fast and as explosively or as powerful as possible. These reps right now with 142.5 pounds, I want them to be moving fast. I want them to be almost explosive-like looking. Just because this is nowhere near the max weights that I'm going to be hitting. When I go to the 3x3s, I increase by 20 pounds now. As opposed to the pulls, I'm only increasing by 10 pounds. So this is the 3rd set of 5 reps, and I move the angle to my right arm. So you can see the right arm, it's still having that lockout issue. But when I get to competition, I got to tell the judges you have to judge only the left side, which is what I predominantly have been filming on lately to show you guys that I can lock out, and I do get the lockout. So now we're moving up to the real working sets now, 162.5 pounds, 3 sets of 3. And again, I was really feeling the fatigue here more than I expected to be. So, first set I actually end up hitting the 3 reps, relatively okay. Definitely still a struggle. You can see how slow the weight is moving, and I'm not trying to move slow, right? I'm trying to move that weight as fast as possible on the concentric, but due to the intensity and due to the acquired fatigue or accumulated fatigue built up, the reps are moving very slow. I end up taking about a 4-minute break between set 1 and set 2 here, thinking I was going to hit set 2 really fresh. Maybe my body's going to be more, acclimated to this load, 162.5 pounds now. But you're going to see second set here, and the weight's moving extremely slow. The first rep lockout was tough. I managed to bang out the second rep, and you're going to see here, I go for the third, and on the concentric, I just hit failure, right? So I was really disappointed. I wanted to call it a wrap there and not even go for set 3, but I said, F it, let's just put the effort in and see what we get. So I rested about 5 minutes here, went for my final attempt on these 162.5 pound dips, And you're going to see set 3 here. Again, I hit set 1 or rep 1 relatively hard, forced the lockout. I end up catching the second one again. And in my head, I said, let's just stop it. But then I decided, fuck it, let's go for the rep. And again, hit failure on the third set of 3 at 162.5 pounds. Alright, after the dip sets, I was extremely fatigued, but I have to finish the full body workout, so I still got to hit shoulders and legs. It's always up to me if I want to do overhead pressing or handstand push-ups. I knew the overhead pressing wouldn't have went well today because I was so fatigued and did pretty well, pretty shitty on the dips. So I decided to go to stomach to the wall handstand push-ups, and like I said, guys, the dips murked me. I was barely getting 3 reps out a set here. I think on set 1, I didn't even get the third rep. And I said, F it, let's just do one more set of handstand pushes. Give myself a nice 5-minute break, see if my shoulders could recover a bit. So you're going to see right here, we go into set 2. And set 2 doesn't go much better than set 1. Same thing, I end up catching 2, maybe 2.5 reps you could count here. But the fatigue in the shoulders and the chest was just insane right here, guys. Super, super fatigued. And I actually was very sore for the next couple days afterwards. So this is a lot of volume overall. Remember, I'm probably on set like 15 total now after the 6 sets of dips, 6 sets of pulls, and all the warm-up sets. So body's feeling it now, and we still have legs to go. Okay, last up is legs, and for legs I knew that if I got under that squat bar and tried to, hit a PR or even tried to squat, the overall systemic fatigue, meaning the central nervous system fatigue, was going to be too much. I probably would have messed myself up for days to come. So I said, no squatting today. Let's go on the leg press. And we loaded it up pretty heavy today, guys. 450 pounds. That's 5 plates on each side. And of course, full range of motion reps. I ended up hitting 2 sets of 12 reps at 450, which was a PR for me. I actually previously only hit this for sets of 10. So to be able to hit 2 sets of 12, under extreme fatigue, and again, even though this is less systemic fatigue on the body because it's not so neurologically demanding, it's still taxing on the muscular system. I'm pushing 450 pounds with my legs. But this worked out pretty well. These sets went pretty well, and I only filmed the 1 set here, and that was a wrap for the routine, guys. Wednesday went from being my favorite day before I got into the gym until I hated this workout after. It was a tough-ass session, but you're going to see how we master these weights come the given Sunday a few days later. So stay tuned for the AMRAP video. Let's go, guys.
No sad story, I ain't here for a symphony, no sympathy. When I was on the bench, you wouldn't sit with me. Now I'm on the court and I'm balling, my time's coming.